Welcome to the Nerds Cantos and our very first Cantober. Ooh!
The bats, you know, the bats.
Well, gentlemen, it is not yet October, but it is October, and when this video will come out,
What do
isn't
you
that
mean?
right?
It is.
No,
October.
dude, it's
October.
Halloween. We actually recorded this on Halloween and then
you're
sent the
right, you're
footage
right.
back in time so we could upload one a week. All right. No, it is September 29th. We're gonna talk about spooky, scary things. That's what we're gonna do. Who came up with this idea? Me, Stewie, Nolan? I don't remember, frankly. One of us came up with this dumb idea, and we're gonna do this every year.
Name.
You made the name. The name's great, Cantober. That's a good name, and now we're gonna do it all the time. Maybe, I don't know. I guess we could all be dead next year, but you know, assuming maybe we'll be undead next year. You know what I'm saying, boys? Ooh, the bats. That's a lot of editing work I got to do in 5 days. We're talking about Narlathep or Tep. I don't know how to pronounce it. I think that's how you pronounce it. It's a little short story written by H.P. Lovecraft.
What a guy.
Well, I think we should. For those who don't know, Narlathep is. Well, hold on. Wait a minute. The Cantober. We're doing one a week, okay, and they're gonna be about spooky things. This year's theme, I guess, is majority. It's Lovecraftian stuff. So it's just otherworldly horrors. And that's that. All right, that's what the Cantober is. We're talking about Narlathep, and I think we should start off by talking about how bad of a person H.P. Lovecraft was.
Yeah, he racist as shit, dog.
It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. You can tell in literally all of his stories.
Yeah, it's not great.
Yeah, no, it's I think everyone knows the name of his cat, which will remain unsaid and unwritten here. If you don't know it, look it up, and that's the most we'll say on that one. But he generally, to my knowledge, just a racist piece of shit who just like barely ever left his house. Which, you know, there's nothing wrong with not leaving your house, but I've been told he was kind of weird about it. So I don't know, you know, like a man in his own stories, I guess. Bro is a self-insert. Speaking of his stories, I think most of them kind of suck, actually. I mean, we only read 2, but I've read a couple others myself, and they're all like the same thing. It's like
a lot of rambling nonsense. Is what I would say.
Yeah.
Wasn't really scary.
No, I
mean, back then maybe because
sure.
They didn't really have anything like too special in terms of horror, I suppose.
Yeah,
bunch of wusses.
It's what, 1920, whatever. So, you know, it's, I don't know. He's got some fun ideas. It's the most I can give him. I'm like, some of these ideas sound neat. But as we found out in doing this, what we all, I guess, consider a Lovecraftian horror originates actually with Robert Chambers' King in Yellow, which we will talk about in a separate week. So it's not even, I don't know, you know, the point, I mean, you know, then I'm not saying we should change the name from Lovecraftian, but my point is, bro gets all the credit and he didn't even do all the work. Narlathep, man. It's 4 pages long. We thought it was longer, actually, when we were like, let's do this one. We've heard about this one. I thought it was at least like 20 pages.
Yeah, we thought it was much longer.
I guess
bunch of utter nonsense.
We had heard that Narlathep appears in other, like he's sort of the Thanos of Lovecraftian horror, if you will. You know, if you'll join me in saying that.
That's crazy.
I'm not gonna join you in saying that.
But I don't know. He appears in a bunch of stories written by Lovecraft, and some not written by Lovecraft. I was reading that a lot of Lovecraftian horror will, because, you know, obviously everything's in the public domain. so you can just kind of use his characters however you want. And so Nyarlathotep appears in a lot of stuff. It's like the end all be all of Lovecraft guys. But I don't know, he's like described as just kind of like a tall, dark, and brooding man. Well, he's also described as like an Egyptian pharaoh. I don't know. He's like a couple different. I guess he can look like whatever you want him to look like. But I was like, dude, you know what's cooler? The flying squid monster that lives under the ocean. As far as I'm, that thing is so much scarier. The thing that lives in like a city that's underwater, compared to Nyarlathotep, who just like appears one day out of fucking Ra's tomb and out of a fucking pyramid or something, and he's like, "What's up, guys?" And he just takes over the world. I don't actually know if he takes over the world. He destroys the world. I don't know. None of us know what happens in this story. By the way, that's if you haven't got that, none of us understood this shit at all.
Maybe that's what we're missing. We're not smart enough to appreciate his craft.
We don't have enough insight. Yeah.
Yeah. No, we're just not racist enough, or at all, for that that point.
That's right. We had to.
It's crazy. I'm glad you corrected yourself.
To get into Lovecraft, you have to be racist. Nolan, 2025. All right, and I think that's an important thing to say. I think you're right.
It damn near opens up. No, we'll talk about that when we get to the other one.
That one's
okay.
Bad. That one's bad.
This bad.
Nyarlathotep, I'm not gonna say it's not racist. It's in all of his writing, but I don't think it's overtly. It's not like Call of Cthulhu, which is overtly racist. This one is just sort of because it's 4 pages. Nothing happens, and it's just a guy going insane as he follows around Nyarlathotep, and the world is destroyed. Can you tell we read the wiki 5 minutes ago? But that's it. That's all that happens. I don't know. I do regret purchasing the complete collection of H.P. Lovecraft's work, which I have sitting on. Well, I got this as like a birthday present like 3 years ago because it was on my Amazon wish list, and I was like, oh, that would be a fun YouTube video. That was my exact thought process. And then
because it's free online. It's archived.
Yeah. These are fun little hardcovers. They're nice. They're printed nice. I don't know. And so I've got all of it, like everything he's ever written down there. And I tried to read In the Mouth of Madness. Sorry, in the Mountains of Madness. I think. I don't remember. It's one of his more famous ones, and I got like 3 pages into it. And funny enough, guys, it was exactly the same as these other 2 we read, which means racist and journal entries from a guy progressively going insane as he discovers horrors beyond his comprehension. Bro had a single idea, is what I'm saying. Okay. Now, I haven't read them all, so maybe there's somewhere he has a different idea, but the ones that I have read are exactly the same. So I don't know. Take that as you will. We have anything else we want to say?
Dude, I really don't have a lot to say in this. It's 4 pages of utter nonsense.
Yeah. I do have, to extend this video's length a little bit longer here, I came up with this. I wanted to discuss a couple things, make it more like an actual podcast than the other Nerds Cantos episodes are, and then the other Cantober episodes I think will be more along what we normally do. We've been doing this for like 3 years, and we are objectively
egregiously bad at this.
So bad at this. The audio still shit. The editing still shit. The topics still shit. The way we talk still shit. It's all shit. All right. No, it's great.
It's a passion project,
It is forever and ever a passion project that I think we all have a lot of fun doing because it forces us to just read shit. Well, now, before, I don't even remember what we used to do before. That's how long we've been doing this reading thing. I'm like, we used to just talk about bullshit.
We used to talk about like games.
Yeah, it was actually just a podcast. It was, terrible. What were we talking about? Lovecraft, right. Completely distracted. I was going to ask you guys, so what is your guys' origin with Lovecraft? What was your first Lovecraftian thing, Oh,
God.
Oh, goodness.
Because I've got mine. Or I think I've got mine.
Shit, man.
I do have mine.
Huh. I haven't really thought about this.
See, exactly. These are the hard hitting questions I'm here to ask. All right.
I mean,
I have a few
I feel
answers
like it
for
had to be
mine.
Cthulhu of some variety in some place.
Okay. Stewie, what about you?
I would say it's between the SCP articles and story hubs I would read. I showed you guys one, but that was more King Yellow, but still Lovecraft technically. I'd say that was probably my first real exposure to it. But beyond that, when I was younger, I would read creepypasta. And creepypasta varies in quality. But
From shit
I guess
to
if you
more
want to count,
shit.
yeah, if you want to count Slenderman as like a Lovecraft adjacent,
I
think that's
I'd
a
say-
fair. I hadn't
Okay.
thought about that, but I think it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I'd say that'd be my first exposure to the idea, because he is kind of an eldritch unknowable,
yeah.
even though he's been kind of
Well, and I
written
think
more and more
we ignore the
in
new
by
stuff.
various
Yeah.
authors.
But I think Slenderman covers it. Now I don't actually know what's happening in those games when the static appears, but I always took that as a kind of Lovecraftian thing.
I wasn't even talking about the games. I was talking about the original
Sure,
story and something off.
well, I'm using the games as a way to be like, when you look at him, you go all staticky and you kind of die or go insane. I don't know, but
It is something like that. This is a Slenderman.
What I mean, get this
Podcast.
shit out of
So
here,
I won't
dude.
play.
We're done talking about fucking bullshit. Okay. My first thing was it's Lovecraft adjacent. I don't really think it's Lovecraftian, but I think it has elements. Hellboy, the movies. Is a kid, I think it's not like a Lovecraftian thing. I mean, he's like a superhero and he fights Nazis, but like I think there are Lovecraftian elements with crazy Cthulhu fucking monsters and bullshit happening in those movies and the comic books, which are great. What a better Cantober it would have been if we just talked about fucking Hellboy, dude.
Next year.
Yeah, we'll keep it in mind. But that, and then I was gonna say, if someone in the comments doesn't believe in Hellboy, then definitely Cthulhu in South Park.
Yes, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Oh my
Because I've got a funny story relating to that, and so I'll say, do you guys got any funny Lovecraft stories?
Oh, dude, I actually have 2 framed prints of Cthulhu busting down with it doing disco, and then I have Cthulhu as a samurai. And then I also have Cthulhu bowling with a sphere holding the world.
You're an interesting
Bro
character.
has some just crazy shit. So you got any funny Lovecraft stories?
Not really. I mean, yeah, not particularly.
Fair enough. Well, to extend this episode's length, when I mean, it was 8th grade, because I remember distinctly it was 8th grade. So I started watching South Park around middle school, and I just watched all of it, as you tend to do, when you're too young to be watching South Park. And there's that whole thing where Cartman like rides fucking Cthulhu and he uses him as a, like he's almost like a pet to Cthulhu. I don't remember, but I remember that made me like look up what Cthulhu was, and so I remember this left an impression on me, because in 8th grade, for the Cantos listeners here, I was not a religious. I still am not a religious man. But in 8th grade, I firmly thought I was like an atheist, which I would say to all my friends or agnostic, sorry, which I would say to a lot of my religious friends to be sort of nice. Now I just am not nice about it. But, as a child, I would try to be nice. So I'd be like, oh, I'm agnostic. I don't know if I believe in God, blah, blah, blah. And 8th grade was around the time I started not to be nice, because I started to look Cthulhu up, thanks to South Park. And a lot of the articles I found and stuff were talking about how some people worship Cthulhu. Like there's people out there who worship Lovecraft ideas. I don't know. And so I thought it would be funny in 8th grade to go to class and to start telling people that I genuinely worship and believe in Cthulhu. And I did this for about 8th grade and freshman year of high school. And I got into many a shouting match with people that I was good friends with, who were very religious people, because they would look at me and I would genuinely look into their eyes and be like, yeah, so I worship Cthulhu. And I remember this shit went so far. I had one of my friends in a complete manic episode. We were in science class, and we were supposed to be doing some group project. There's like 4 of us, and the 2 other guys just didn't give a shit. And it's like me and my one friend, and he's Googling Cthulhu. And I remember he like whips his computer around, and he's doing the thing. You guys know at the beginning of Incredibles, when the teacher is like in the principal's office trying to say that Dash like did some shit to his chair or whatever. He's just fucking losing his mind in the office.
Yeah.
My friend was just doing that, where he's like, look, Cthulhu was invented for a magazine. He can't be real. And I was just sitting there like, yeah, but he is real. I know he's real. I've seen him. And I was just doing that for like a week. And then it finally, it got so crazy that I remember I came home, I was playing Xbox one day, and this guy that I was friends with, but didn't talk to that often, and had never mentioned the Cthulhu thing to, because we just like played COD, so there's no reason for me to bring this up. He goes, man, I heard you worship Cthulhu. And I was like, that was at the point I realized I had to stop, because it was now reaching beyond me pissing my friends off, and it was reaching to other people in the school. But I do know that for the rest of freshman year, everyone thought I worshipped Cthulhu, because people would just bring it up. So that's my funny Lovecraft story. I somehow convinced my school, or a chunk of my school, that I believed in Lovecraftian demons.
That's wonderful.
That's great.
Listen, yeah, do not put a guy who's questioning religion in a Southern school where everyone is religious. They'll start to lose it. All right, that's all I can defend myself with. You start to lose your mind. But yeah, do we got anything else we want to say about Mr. Narlithip here?
Not really.
That's valid.
I think we said what needs to be said.
Okay.
I will say, if you're curious about reading it for whatever reason, it is free. Don't read it. It's not really entertaining.
No, it's not. But hey, if you want to join the madness, be here. Thanks.
Yeah, bye. See ya.
Bye.
See you next week.